Hello YouTubers. Hey, welcome to my channel, The Virginia Bushcrafter. This channel is all about learning and practicing skills for bushcrafting, prepping and survival in the wilderness. So I want to thank you for coming along with me just to hear some information about group hiking. So guys, you know, when you go into the bush, you're going into Mother Nature. Whether you are fishing, hunting, trapping, bushcrafting, camping, RV camping, hammocking, you're now in Mother Nature. And Mother Nature is unforgiving for lack of prepping and preparing. So again, I want to talk to you about group hiking. So I'm going to tell you some things that I do when I go into the bush and some things that are suggested or recommended, heavily recommended on a group hike. Now, when I go into the bush, I know exactly where I'm going before I even leave my residence. Bushcrafting is about going into Mother Nature and trying to be self-reliant as much as you can. Bushcrafting is not about SHTF. I gotta run out of my house, I gotta go bug out. That's not bushcrafting. However, bushcrafting is a good skill to know in the event that ever happens. So before I leave my residence, again, I know exactly where I'm going. I let my contact person, my emergency contact person, which is the ECP, know exactly where I am going. When I get to my location, I call or text them and provide them with the physical address, as well as the phone number to a game warden, the cell phone number to the ranger's house, as well as a telephone number to the headquarters in Richmond, Virginia. When I get out of my vehicle, I take my compass and I shoot a bearing. Let's say, for example, north 10. When I'm going in that direction and I get to my location, I would text my ECP back and let them know I am again north 20, 300 yards from my vehicle. I will be leaving out of here no later than 5 o'clock p.m. If you do not hear from me by 5:30, call the first number that I gave you. There are so many times when people have gone out into the bush / Mother Nature and did not return due to the fact that no one knew where they were going. They may have been aware of the vehicle they were driving, but they didn't tell anyone where they were going, or they didn't tell them a general vicinity. So with hiking, I have 2 pages of important notes that I want to provide to content creators who are YouTubers that will go hiking as a group hiking. So I entitled this How to Plan a Group Hike. So again, before leaving your residence, know exactly where you are going, the specific address and the parking area. That is so important. That's where it all starts. When you go on a group hike, there is a map provided. There is a map of some form or fashion that is provided of that trail. So study that map. That map will provide you with the campsites to stop at. It will provide you with the mileage to and from each campsite, as well as where to source water. These are very, very important aspects on the map because this is something you must know. This can't be an assumption or a guessing game. You must know exactly where you are, where you park. You must study the map, know where the campsites are, the mileage to and from each one, and where the water source is, because again, Mother Nature is unforgiving for lack of planning and preparation. The next thing that is so important is to leave the itinerary with the ECP. Provide the ECP again with the phone number of a park ranger, a game warden, or a local authority. Provide your ECP with your estimated arrival time. So important. Provide the ECP with the start time of the hike. You may get there and you may talk amongst the other hikers, but text them or call them, email them, and let you know, hey, we're taking off now at 9 o'clock a.m. Provide the ECP with updates as to the location during the hike. It's okay to text your ECP, let them know, hey, we're 2 miles from the first stop where we're going to camp out. Or we're stopping for a water break and we have 4 miles to go. Or they can track you on their cell phone. Provide the ECP the time you plan to return to the parking lot. Once the hike is over, let them know we plan to be back at the parking lot on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. or thereabouts. And what time to call the authorities if they do not hear from you. Again, that is leaving the itinerary, and that is so important. The next thing is planning and preparing. When you're going to go on a group hike, it is imperative to have a meeting, a Zoom meeting, a meeting some form of fashion, and all the participants are attending this meeting. And that is because you don't want secondhand information passing, secondhand or third-hand information. You know how it goes. A person's not at the meeting, a person's going to convey it to them. They convey it to them. They may not receive it or receive it the way it was intended to be received, and the message gets diluted. So it's very important for every person that is going to attend the hike to attend the meeting. It's like you can't skip practice and then go be a superstar in the game. You have to practice, which means you also have to attend the meetings. Choose the right trail. Consider the group's experience level, fitness, and any mobility limitation when selecting a trail. A challenging hike might be suitable for experienced hikers, but a beginner group will benefit from a more moderate trail, because this is something that should be discussed in your meetings, because it is not a contest. State clear expectations. Be upfront about the hike's difficulty, expected pace, the distance, and any specific requirement like gear or navigation skills. This leads to trust. You want to be able to trust the individuals that you are going to be hiking with. Be upfront and talk about the difficulties, the elevation, although that is provided on the map. Be upfront about the distance, whereas a beginner may be looking forward to a lesser distance and the experienced hiker is looking forward to a greater distance. This should be ironed out and clearly stated with clarity as to the distance that you're going to be hiking. And again, you should follow the map without any deviations unless it is an emergency. Establish leadership. Leadership is a person that you can trust. Identify a lead hike or multiple leaders to navigate, set a pace, and ensure everyone stays on track. A designated sweep person can also be helpful. And this is necessary again because it is not a contest. You all want to stay together. When the group starts, you all start together. When the group stops, you stop together, and you start again together, and you end together. Create a detailed itinerary, as I mentioned before. Outline the route, estimated hiking time, and the rest stops and emergency contacts. Share this with the group and a trusted person not participating in the hike, which is your ECP person. Because again, this is not a contest. It is about learning, and it is about camaraderie. It is about enjoying the bush. Gather necessary gear. Ensure everyone has appropriate clothing, footwear, and essential supplies like water, snacks, and a first aid kit. Again, this is discussed thoroughly during your meetings. Check the weather forecast. Be prepared for changing conditions and adjust the hike if necessary. I always say there should not be deviation from the route on the map, unless it is a dire emergency. And here, this speaks to something of that nature. Adjust the hike plan if necessary. Pre-hike familiarization. It's wise to scout the trail beforehand to identify potential hazards or changes since your last visit. Now, whomever may not have been on that trail for 12 months, 9 months, maybe 6 months. There could have been logs that have fallen. There could be detours. There could be bridges that are no longer there. Their water can create different streams. That person or designated individuals should go there and put eyes on that trail before the hike. Again, this is where you're putting your trust in your leaders. Again, because Mother Nature does not have forgiveness for lack of planning and preparation. And during the hike, communicate regularly. Check in with group members to gauge their well-being and address any concern. You want to make sure everyone is still feeling good, they're vibrant. If they need to rest, stop and rest. If they need water, get water. Whatever it is, you must communicate regularly and maintain a constant pace. Adjust the pace to accommodate the slowest hiker, ensuring everyone stays together and avoid overexertion. One person gets overexertion is going to possibly throw the entire hike off because it's not a contest. Take frequent breaks. Provide opportunities for rest, hydration, and refueling. There's not a time limit on this. Although you're going by the map will provide times and so forth, but there are no time limits. It's not a race. It's not a contest. If a person wants to stop and take a sip of water, and their canteen is in their rucksack or on their side because they don't have a bladder, the whole group stops until this task is taken care of. Be mindful of group dynamics. Be aware of any issues that may arise within the group and address them promptly and respectfully. As people hike, they may become arrogant because of the sun, the rain, or whatever. This is the time to diffuse any type of conflict respectfully and promptly. This is a job of leaders, and this is something that is ironed out during the meetings, again, which all participants should attend. Be prepared to adapt. Emergencies can happen. Have a plan for dealing with unexpected situations like injury, weather changes, or navigational challenges. So again, more than likely, there's a great chance of there being some dynamic, and you have to be ready for this. This is why you prepare, and this is why you plan. The next thing is safety and leave no trace principles. Educate the group about minimizing their impact on the environment and follow the principles of responsible hiking. There have been many times I have gone into the bush and I see things that did not grow in Mother Nature. Remember, when you are on public land or someone's private land, that is a privilege, it is not a right. Do not leave anything that you brought in with you. Everything you brought in with you, you take it out. Respect the land, respect Mother Nature. Ensure someone in the group has a properly stocked first aid kit and knows how to use it. Although I think everyone should have a first aid kit, there should be someone with extensive knowledge that has used a first aid kit more than the other members, or have more knowledge of a first aid kit than the other members. Know when to turn back. It is crucial to prioritize safety and be willing to adjust the hike plan if necessary. Do not become overzealous or arrogant and feel that you can outsmart Mother Nature. If you see there is a storm brewing, do not say or think, just because I have rain gear, I can weather the storm, which you may be able to. Or I can go ahead and go across this creek. You don't know how fast that creek can rise or what that storm is going to turn into. Or if you're somewhat tired, don't strain going up a cliff or taking a chance on a twisted ankle. Again, know when to turn back. Do not become overzealous or arrogant and try to outdo Mother Nature, because again, Mother Nature is unforgiving for lack of planning and preparing. So I hope these items are beneficial to you. Enjoy your hiking trip. Keep these in mind. Get a map before you go. Know the address. Provide your ECP with everything that you can, and just enjoy the hike and the camaraderie with the group. So with that, guys, hey, happy hiking, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter.